Cole Young. Really? Really? What's up, people? Welcome back to the channel. And on today's episode of On the Clock, we are going to be talking about the Mortal Kombat trailer that just dropped today. So before I get into my thoughts on the trailer, I want you guys to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber, and make sure you click the bell so that you get a notification anytime I am online. So whenever I'm doing a video or whether I'm live streaming, you will get a notification. And to double it up, make sure you click the reminder as well for my upcoming streams. Now, as I mentioned on the episode today is the Mortal Kombat trailer, which dropped today. And before it dropped, I had a lot of concerns about this movie. For one, I read the synopsis, and Cole Young looks like to be a major player in the movie. Now, Cole Young was never in any of the games. He's a created character for the movie, which I could kind of be okay with as long as he's not a predominant member. You know, as long as the story is not revolved around him. From the trailer, it kind of looks like it is, so I'm a little bit worried about that. But at the end of the day, if they do it right and give me what I want, I can maybe be excited and like this movie. What I'm worried about, once again, is that he's going to be the one, the savior, to kill Shang Tsung or fight Shang Tsung at the end of the movie. And I'm like, no, it has to be Liu Kang. But there were a lot of things that I did like in this trailer. I mean, the scene where they show Sub-Zero and Jax fighting, Jax fires his gun. Then the next scene, they show Sub-Zero ripping off Jax's arms. So we're going to get blood. We're going to get fatalities, which is a very good thing in this movie. It has to be rated R. It's Mortal Kombat. Can't do it any less. So in the game, Jax doesn't lose his arms by Sub-Zero. That's a change that they made for the movie. I'm okay with it. I can't exactly remember how he does lose them in the game. I think it's either he does it himself or it's through Goro like it was in the cartoon. Not 100% sure. I'll go back and do my research. It's been a long time since I played Mortal Kombat 2. But if you want to know how Jax loses arms, you just go back to Mortal Kombat 2. And when he win the game with him, it explains what happened. I think he wanted to be stronger. Don't quote me on that, though. So that scene was cool. But the defining moments for me of the trailer was actually the fight between Sub-Zero and Scorpion. Now, if you follow the game like I do, I've been playing Mortal Kombat since Mortal Kombat 1, and I do like Mortal Kombat 11, even though a lot of people don't. But if you follow the game, that back and forth between Sub-Zero and Scorpion is a major part of Mortal Kombat 1. So I like that. And the fight that they use, there's a scene where Sub-Zero grabs Scorpion and kicks the ground and puts up his ice wall and throws Scorpion into it. That's straight out of the video game, man. And when I seen that, I was like, okay, I'm very interested in that. You know, Scorpion uses his hook like he does in the game. Excited for that. Something I didn't like is it looks to me like Kano is a good guy, and I don't see how they're going to pull that off because Kano and Sonya are enemies in the game. Now, I don't remember them ever being friends, but again, that's something I would have to go back and look and see them being on the same team or anything, but that's something that kind of has me worried too. Maybe he betrays Sonya, goes to the bad side in this movie. I don't know, but Kano has been hunted by Sonya since day one. Since Mortal Kombat 1, it was Sonya trying to hunt Kano, and then Jax gets involved, so he's a real enemy to them. So we'll see how that plays out. Other than that, the effects look good. The fighting looks amazing. The cast is absolutely great. I mean, other than Cole Young, to be honest with you, I can't complain. And one of my biggest complaints was Jax. When I first heard who was playing Jax, the guy from Supergirl. And I'm like, man, I watched Supergirl a couple times. And I'm like, he doesn't look like he's big enough to play Jax. But he buffed up, did what he had to do. And I'll be interested into seeing how he pulls off the role. When I see it, Does he look like Jax? Well, kind of looks like Jax anyways, but does he act like Jax from the video game? Do these characters stay true to the characters in the video game? That's one thing that I really hope. They show a scene with Goro, so we know Goro is in there, which I'm excited for too. Goro was one of my favorite characters from the original Mortal Kombat movie, so I want to see how they do him in today's CGI. All in all, I gave the trailer a B plus. You know, it brought my interest back because when I heard what was going on with Cole Young and how they made up a new character, my interest went really down. It was my most anticipated movie coming out, and then it wasn't. Snyder Cut took that place, and now after seeing the trailer, it's back up there because for me, if they put Cole Young in a prominent role, I'll kind of be okay with it as long as they give me stuff that we have in the video game. Stay true to the story in certain ways if you're going to change things, but let me see fatalities, let me see blood, let me see some kick-ass fights, and I'll be okay with that. I'll be okay with that. You know, just give me a good story. Like Mortal Kombat, the story in the game gets really convoluted after a few series. You know, they actually had to go back and reboot it with Mortal Kombat 9 and start over. That's when NetherRealms actually took over from, I think it was Midway, one of the two companies. And Netherlands took over and redid Mortal Kombat with Mortal Kombat 9. So I'd have to go back and look at those stories too because I don't really remember them anymore. It's changes so much and there's so many games and so much things to know. I'd have to go back and play that game again to see if I can actually remember what happened or if they're following which part of the story that the movie is following. Either way, the fact that they added Cole Young in there shows me that they're not really following the story to 100%, but hey, Marvel doesn't follow their stories 100% either. So I'm going to give it a chance. I'm not going to bash it like I was doing, saying, oh, it's, you know, going to be a shit show. Trailer brought me back in a little bit, so we'll see what happens when the movie actually comes out. I think it was April 16th, it says. I'll watch it, you know, I'll hopefully I enjoy it. You know, if I enjoy it, I'll buy it on Blu-ray, DVD, and keep it in my collection because Mortal Kombat was my fighting game growing up. Street Fighter, when it came out, I loved it. But when the first Mortal Kombat came out, that was it. Mortal Kombat 1, Mortal Kombat 2, those two games were the best fighting games of their times when they came out. So hopefully, here's praying for a good movie. Like I said, I'm going to go in there with medium expectations. They're not going to be as high as they were, but they're not going to be as low as they were either. So, God, please be good. But with that being said, guys, I'm glad you checked out my video. Like I said, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. If you have friends who like watching people on YouTube, have them subscribe to the channel as well. We got a lot of good shows that we're doing. Chaos List, Chaos Conversation, Rule of Three. We do sports shows, Square One. We do the OOC, which is where we try to keep it real and give people our perspective in life, and hopefully something like that will help them out. So once again, I do appreciate you guys checking me out. I do appreciate all my subscribers. Hope you enjoyed the video. And I know it's been a while since I did one, but be prepared because there will be more. Peace.
Bigger Food Entertainment.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist. And like that,